Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chatwoot Connect. This is the second edition of Chatwoot Connect, a regular monthly, community call by Chatwoot. So I'm very excited to be here. I'm thrilled to have this session every month with you. So my name is Pranav. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Chatwoot. Today, we'll be looking at the product updates which we have done so far. What are the new features which we have released? We have a special guest, Henry Lynch, who's from uh, Vsimple. He's the co-founder and VP of product at Vsimple. He'll be delivering a session about digital customer journey and how Chatwood helps with it. So, yeah, so this is the second edition of the Chatwood Connect program. And every month, we'll be conducting more and more sessions about how you can improve customer service, customer success. And we'll be inviting speakers who have used Chatwood or who have experience in customer service and gives you direction on how you can improve your business workflows. So without further delay, I'll just move on to the first section. So we have some exciting product announcements. So in the last release, we launched dashboard apps, which helps you to extend your Chatwood, account. So I'll invite Fayaz to share about dashboard apps. Hey, Fayaz.
Hello everyone. Hi. I'm Fayaz. I work as a product developer here at Chatwoot, and yeah, excited to have you all here. So yeah, today I'll be talking about two exciting features which we released recently. So yeah, let's dive right into it. So yeah, the first one is obviously like dashboard apps, like Pranav said. So what exactly are dashboard apps? Basically, this feature allows you to embed third-party websites, your applications, right inside Chatwood dashboard, which will help you extend Chatwood's functionality to like endless possible use cases. Let's take an example. Say you're using Chatwood for your customer service, and you are say you get a user query requesting some information, and you have to like go back to your CRM or your user database. Uh, look for the information requested by that user and go back to chatbot and then try to resolve the query. So dashboard app kind of like lets you skip this entire workflow, and it allows you to embed an application right within the chatbot conversation space. So yeah, how does this work? So you build a small application, and chatbot will send the respective conversations information to the application, and all the app has to do is like listen for the data using a window event listener. Yeah. Or if you want to like explicitly request data to chatbot, just send a request to chatbot, the parent iframe using post message using this key, and chatbot will send back the data to you. So yeah, let me quickly show you and demo. So in order to add one, just go to settings, um, integrations, and you'll see that you have an option called dashboard apps. Click on configure, and you can add a new one from here. Let's give it a name, say customer orders. And I had a demo application made for this. Click on submit. You can, you can see that it's been added here. You can even edit it or delete it later if you want. Now, if we go back to conversations and click on any conversation, you can see that the same application is here. Yeah. And you can see that Chatwoot is sending this specific customer's information to this application which you have built using a window event listener. So this way, you can get all the information which you can build. According to you, and you can find all the customer information. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I hope you like use this feature to its full potential. Um, Let me go to the next one. We have context menu. So this is a very interesting feature which we had built. So this will let you like skip um, your mouse clicks. It will save you time. So basically, it will make you more productive. So the context menu, what it does is chat will allow you to right click on a conversation, and you'll find few of the actions which you can perform on conversations right from the menu, and you can perform them without even opening the conversation. So yeah, let me quickly show you what I can do. So say you want to update the station as resolved or pending, or let's say like let's snooze this. So yeah, you can find that this has been snoozed. You can even like assign labels, agents, and right from here. So yeah, I hope you find this feature useful, and I hope it makes the workflow better and makes you more productive. Thank you. Back on up.
Thanks, Fayaz. Thanks for sharing, the details about dashboard apps and right-click context menu. I hope this helps you to be more productive to build your, back office operations pretty easily. So over to the next one. This is again a productivity feature. This is again a management feature. So I'll invite Sojan to talk more about, agent capacity, which we have released in the last, releases. So over to you, Sojan.
Hey everyone, this is Sojan. I'm one of the co-founders and the CTO of Chatwoot. So today I want to speak a little bit about the enterprise edition of Chatwoot and some of the work which we are doing over there. So to start with, let me speak a little bit about the enterprise edition of Chatwoot. It was announced with the Chatwoot 2.0. So now we have two versions of Chatwoot. One would be the community edition, and we also have the enterprise edition. So this particular version of Chatbot is recommended for larger organizations, while we continue to support the smaller and medium organizations through our community edition. So this version, we would be like adding specific support plans as well as features to cater your enterprise workflows. And one of the examples of such a workflow is for the agent capacity module. So auto assignment feature in Chatwoot is one of the critical functionalities used by a lot of organizations, and it has been functioning really well for the small scale organizations. But as we started catering the bigger organization, we ran into the issue where the agents didn't have like the capacity to handle all the conversations that's coming in for them. So this particular feature lets you to limit the number of conversations that's assigned for like a particular agent. This can be configured at an inbox level. So this lets the admin decide what would be the right number of conversations that a single agent can handle at a time based on the particular conversation channel. So for example, for the email conversation channel, an agent might be able to handle around 10 to 20 threads in a day. But when dealing with the real-time live chat, that may not be the ideal number. You would want to like limit to like 2 or 3 conversations on a particular region. So this functionality is available in our enterprise edition of Chatwoot. We would also be like adding further enhancement over the auto assignment workflow, which we hope to be helpful for all the users. I would also like to speak a little bit more about, what's next for the enterprise edition. We would be adding like a mix of enterprise edition features alongside our community edition in our upcoming releases. We are also prioritizing specific features that would cater the enterprise workflows like roles and permissions, SSOA, SAML, etc. So we are super excited to bring in this features to the community and listen to your feedback on how it's helpful for your workflows. So that's it for today. Thanks, folks. Over to you, Pranav.
Thanks, Sojan. Thanks for sharing the details about Enterprise Edition and Agent Capacity module. So we are building more features on improving your team's productivity, improving you as a manager or an executive to figure out what is going on your support organization or maybe like your success organization. We are working more and more to improve those kind of workflows. So hopefully you'll have some more exciting news in the upcoming releases. So yeah, I mean that's about it. So right now I'll move on to the next segment where we'll invite our guest speaker, Henry, who is the founder and VP of product at Vsimple. Welcome, Henry. Welcome to the show. Thanks for taking the time and delivering this talk.
Yeah,
over
no
to you.
problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, I'll leave the stage for you. Yeah.
All right, I'll share my screen. All right, so today I'm going to talk a little bit about the digital customer journey, or as some companies have coined it, the customer 360. And before I jump into that, a little bit of background about what that means, why it's important. And the general idea here is there have been a lot of software products that have come out over the years that help with different parts of the customer journey. Different marketing systems, support systems, CRM systems, billing systems. And as that's happened, the tech stacks for companies like Vsimple and some of our clients have gotten more and more complex. One study done recently found that the average person buying a vehicle today, so just you or I going and buying a car, there was about 800 touch points between that dealership and that individual, whether it's their marketing efforts, social conversations with sales, going through the leasing and buying process. And there's likely even more touch points than that when you get into business to business sales, like what I've been particularly involved in throughout my career, where you're selling to different levels of an organization. And because of that, you've had some products like Salesforce come out and advertise themselves as a 360 product that can handle all of those different touch points from marketing to sales to customer success, e-commerce, that sort of thing. But I also do a good bit of consulting work around in the CRM space. I've implemented Salesforce at companies like Goodyear and some other tech companies in the space. And even those companies that have invested in a robust CRM still end up with other systems and processes that need to be done outside of that CRM and then connected back. They end up doing a lot of integration work and that sort of thing as well as they grow. So this is a kind of universal thing for companies to be thinking about. What are all those touch points that you have with your prospects and customers, and how do they all connect together for a seamless customer journey? To give you a little bit more background on what I do here at Vsimple, I'm our co-founder and VP of product, and Vsimple is a very hands-on workflow management product. We compete with solutions like Monday.com or Smartsheets, and a big part of our value prop is that we help our customers map out their workflows and actually take care of training, implementing, and tailoring their Vsimple instance on their behalf. So this is an example of a client of ours. We're helping them with their order processing workflow. You can see there's a ton of steps from different spreadsheets and ERP system, checklists, network folders, and some other disparate systems, which we were able to help them consolidate and build into a Vsimple workflow that helps them march those orders through different queues and approval processes and that sort of thing. We've been using Chatwoot for over a year now, And to give you a little bit more context on how that fits into Vsimple's customer 360 or customer journey, we're Salesforce users as well. We use ChargeBee for billing, which sends out invoices, payment receipts, that sort of thing. Also, our customers obviously interact with our product, Vsimple. We use Orto for it's similar to MailChimp. We use that for marketing, and then we communicate with customers via our phone system, RingCentral, LinkedIn, and Outlook as well. And to show you kind of how we've been using Chatwoot to date, we have embedded Chatwoot into our product. So our main inbox is our support inbox, where our agents will reply to any questions, concerns, or feedback that our clients have when they're logged into the platform. We also, in a more limited way, have it on our marketing site. We really don't get too many conversations into this inbox, but this is here for our sales team. And what we've done to date is continued to use Chatwoot for that in-app live chat support, but we've considered Salesforce sort of the system of record for our customer support team. And the reason for that is we also get requests into that team from via phone, via email. We also go on site with clients, so following up on things that come out of those meetings is important as well. And so originally we're using Chatwoot to extend our service offering a little further, give that in-app support. But as those conversations came in, what we would do is when an agent was done, they would email that transcript to a dedicated inbox for Salesforce, so that support case in Salesforce could come through, so that we could have more consolidated reporting on this is how many cases the team's working. 5 of them have come from Chatwoot, 3 of them have come via the phone, 2 have come via email, that sort of thing. And some of the challenges we've had there are we still relying on our agents to remember to manually email that over. And then they do need to continue to update that case and the Chatwoot conversation as they're closing out whatever that support ticket was. What we're hoping to move to in the future is a workflow where Chatwoot is more of the complete case management system for our team. And so with the way we will have that set up is obviously the Chatwoot conversations that come in will continue to flow into there. But instead of just creating Salesforce tickets as we get other requests into our team from Outlook or via phone, whatever, we're going to start coming in to Chatwoot, navigating to that relevant contact record, and then manually creating that support ticket in Chatwoot. And the reason that we're moving to that is it's going to reduce the burden of double data entry on our support team. And as better reporting has come out from Chatwoot over the past several months, we're able to leverage this to know everything that's going on with our business rather than having to rely on kicking stuff back to Salesforce to see that. So we'll be able to see total cases over time, how our CSAT's doing, both on the Chatwoot cases and the ones that came in via other channels and that sort of thing. We're also really excited about the knowledge base that was mentioned on the last Chatwoot Connect call. So we plan on leveraging that. And then at some point in the future, would love to see, a Salesforce App Exchange app for Chatwoot, where if I'm on a contact record as a salesperson, for example, maybe I would be able to see, oh, okay, I was about to try to call Leonard to sell him on a new product we have, but I can see in Salesforce that he's got 2 open Chatwoot conversations that I might need to follow up with our support team on before I make that phone call. But in general, we've been really happy with the Chatwoot product and plan on continuing to take advantage of the new functionality that they're putting out every month. Happy to answer any questions you have. Wanted to keep this pretty short, but hope that was helpful for some of the folks on the call. And I'm happy to talk with anybody afterwards if you have any questions about what we've set up here, or why we chose Salesforce as our CRM, or what Vsimple does and that sort of thing.
Thanks, Henry. Thanks for that, talk. It was like we had a great amount of learning from that. So, I mean, I'd like to ask a couple of questions since you have been working on as a consultant on, setting up CRMs or, customer success, like setting up customer success workflows. So one of the things which, in general, when we had this conversation with our team was, to ask you, like, what are the general mistakes which you have seen, like with teams, like, setting up their customer success or customer support, or even like, CRM workflows, like, how can we avoid that?
Yeah, I think it's important to evaluate new software or enhancements to existing software in the context of all the different stakeholders in the business. Some mistakes that I see companies make is one department will choose to invest in a given software or make a change to a CRM without thinking about the implications of how that might affect other departments or what their business requirements might be, which is why part of the Vsimple process is we try to meet with all those stakeholders and map out kind of each step in a process before we pitch them on what Vsimple could look like for their business, so that we can try and, as a third party, come in and say, well, we know that you guys in sales wanted it to work this way, but it might be better for the implementation team if you guys did that a little bit differently, and that sort of thing. And outside of that, I don't have a ton of great advice. It really is kind of situation specific. But yeah, that would be one thing that comes up with our business quite a bit, is just trying to keep in mind that what's best for the company versus best for a given department or user in that moment.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I mean, like, to add to that, one of the things, like, which we commonly see is that, there are like a lot of providers who say that, okay, we are giving the 360-degree view of the customer. Still, like, people end up, using like more than one tool to
Right.
To get their workflows ready, right? So how do you see this evolving? Like, is it something like, so we'll use a bunch of tools in future, or do you think that maybe like, just one tool would be enough? Like, how do you see this industry evolve? And yeah, what are your comments on that?
Yeah, so I think in general, no matter what a company is going to tell you about how they can do everything, you're always going to have different products for different use cases. Like, for example, Salesforce, great CRM tool. They sell marketing solutions. They sell CPQ products. They sell everything you think you ought to need to run your business and interact with your customers. But even my customers that are super, super heavy users of Salesforce on average have 10 plus integrated Salesforce applications that are third parties, in addition to other solutions that aren't integrated with Salesforce at all. And what I see a lot of them doing is trying to figure out how they get the right data from those other systems where they need to be. So was really excited to hear about your all's new feature on the application side of things. I think that's really helpful. And in particular, I think it doesn't have to be this super, super heavy, deep integration. And in fact, I think a lot of times it's better if it's not. You don't want to be in a situation where you're having to do custom development work every time one of your third-party products does an update. And you also don't want to be in a position where you're considering, hey, we want to make this upgrade to Salesforce, but that might break this other really deep integration we have. So we're not able to take advantage of those new features and that sort of thing. So I see it being a pretty lightly integrated tech stack, but still folks using a lot of different products along the way and having to be thoughtful about where and how they connect those together.
Yeah, I think that's an exciting, I think one of the things which was surprising to me was that you mentioned that you need to keep the integrations light, not actually tight, which is a new learning for me. So I think we'll actually talk more on that later. But yeah, thanks for sharing that information. So one another thing which came across in your talk is that okay, you are looking at Chatwoot as a source of truth for your customer data in future. So being the user for a long time and seeing us evolve. So what are your suggestions for us, at least what are the things which you think is essential for us to get there? Say for example, if you want to replace your workflow for a size of for a company which is of a mid-market size, what are the things which you wish should be there in Chatwoot for such a migration?
If we were going to use Chatwoot for even more of our customer success sort of work.
Yep.
The things that come to mind there are we have pretty high touch onboarding. Mm-hmm. We do on-site trainings. We do virtual trainings for each customer. We help tailor their Vsimple instance. And a conversation in Chatwoot isn't really the best place to do that. And so we actually have set up a Vsimple workflow for that we use internally, where we're tracking the status of those implementation projects, all the relevant contacts and documents and that sort of thing get loaded there.
On-site training.
So that's one thing that comes to mind. Obviously our sales team, giving them better visibility into what's happening on the support side of thing would be helpful as well, which is why I mentioned that somehow getting that conversation data back to our CRM would be helpful, so that we don't have a sales guy call somebody that's in the middle of a hard support ticket trying to sell them something.
Okay.
But in general, I think as it relates to our basic case management, there's not a ton more that we need that doesn't exist today. As we grow, I mean, right now we have 3 people that man that chat, and I'm one of them. So we don't have a super deep need for additional features right now, but it was really interesting to hear about kind of that auto assignment work that you all are doing as our company continues to grow. And we are excited about the knowledge base, because that's something we'd tried to build ourselves in the past, and would love to use you all for that rather than try and build that out on our website.
Yeah, I think that makes sense, and it also aligns with the with the direction which we have, where we wanted to make it simple for our users to deal with their support tickets. So maybe there might be simple questions which can be answered just by sending a blurb which can be configured. So those kind of things actually help you to improve the time which you spend on Chatwoot versus how much time you can reduce on those type of conversations. So we expect to build more such of features, as well as improvements in the coming coming phase. And yeah, hopefully we make it so simple, so that it can be used by small as well as large organizations without any issues. So yeah, I think that's all the questions I've compiled myself. Let's see if there is any further questions on the chat. I think, okay, let me just see if there is something. I think we don't have any further questions. It's mostly okay, people cheering for for the talk. So yeah, thanks Henry, thanks for the talk, thanks for the time. It's been great talking to you and being you here, and it actually helps our our community, and as well as as a product, for us to learn more about how we use Chatwoot, how you see the industry growing, how you see the product is evolving, which is which is great to learn. I hope a lot of people have a lot of information from this talk, and thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right then. So yeah, I'll move on to the next section. So we have some more product announcements coming up. So we are constantly improving the product. So I'll just invite Mohsin to share more about the widget builder, which we have built, so that it makes it easy for you to configure a widget. So over to you, Mohsin.
This is me, Mohsin. I'm working as a product developer here at Chatwoot. So now I'm going to talk about Widget Builder that got released in the latest version of Chatwoot. And yeah, it's one of the most requested features from the community as well. So yeah, so Web Widget is the most commonly used inbox channel in the Chatwoot, and so by using Web Widget, users can embed the widget in the live website and talk to the customers. Yeah, it also give an SDK to identify user and give contextual support. Yeah, so the current widget configuration has some issues. So yeah, so now it's very difficult to customize the widget for non-technical users, because for example, if someone want to change the widget bubble position from right to left, so then they need to add some JavaScript code for implementing that. But that's very difficult for non-technical user. So that's the one issue. Then second main issue is it's very hard to predict how the widget will behave on the actual website. So like there are some configurations like website name, greetings, title and all. So and brand color. So so there are some configurations we need to apply, but it's very difficult, like without adding to the actual website. So that is the main two issues we faced in the current widget configuration. So in order to resolve all these issues, we have added the widget builder in the latest version of Chatwoot. So the UI will look like this. Yeah, let me show you a demo. Okay, let's go to website settings. So you will be able to see a new tab, widget builder. So here you will be able to edit the information for the web widget. So it will update real time here. Also, you can update the brand color. So it will update a real time. So your users don't need to add the widget in on their website. Yeah, so they will get a live preview of the widget, how it will look like. So there will be two views. One is default, that will be the home screen, and next is the chat view. Okay, so after configuring all these settings, users will be able to select the script tag, and they will be able to see the SDK code, and they can just copy from here and paste the website. Yeah, that's all about the no-code widget builder that we released in the latest version. Yeah, thanks everyone, and yeah, over to you, Pranav.
Thanks, Mohsin. Thanks for sharing the details about Chat Widget Builder. So over to the next feature which we have built. We have been hearing a lot of feedback around the layout, how it's being used. So since we are an omni-channel customer support or customer success tool, um, people have shared that it might not be very ideal for emails, or it might not be very ideal for other channels. So the way we have been dealing with the layout was that we have been taking it as a conversational UI, and everything was built around that, and email also naturally came as a conversational UI itself. So there are like a couple of problems which we were facing. One of the things is like emails were not rendered properly, so we actually like stripped all the styles to make it look like a message rather than the actual image itself, like email content itself. So we this was like creating a lot of problems because it was not like it would not actually look like how it was sent from the sender. So people were like really frustrated about that. So we were just like looking at what alternatives we can suggest. So then the second one was that there was not enough space to read the content as well as like act on it, because like we just have a very small window of option where we could just like type in a message, and then you would see maybe like 3 or 4 messages at max, and there was not enough space for you to like and take any actions on. And then one of the feedbacks which we have got when we talk to people was that like there is no real need for you to switch between conversations immediately. Like, yeah, you can, if you are a support agent, you just want to like quickly scan through the conversations, yes, that makes sense. But 90% of the time, like people were looking at one particular conversation, they were trying to resolve that and move on to the next one once that is finished. Or maybe like they put a pause on the conversation which they are working on and then move on to the next one. So there was no real need for like having that switching capability. So we thought of like different ways of approaching this problem. Like how do we make sure that like people can do their work without like our UI hindering their work. So the first one was like obviously like we tried to ask them to like hide the contact sidebar, which was not very possible, because like there were a couple of like actions which you can take, and there was some information which was available over there. So the next thing which we tried to come up with was, whether can we hide the left-hand sidebar? Is it like, can we just hide it whenever it is required? But that also like, created some problems, because like, people might want to switch to a different inbox, like, see what's happening over there, which is also like, then it also made a little bit of like, problem over there. And then we arrived at a final solution where we introduced a new layout, which I'll show you in a minute, and where people can just focus on one particular conversation, have enough space to view the conversation and the content. And yeah, this was released in the last version, and you can have both views together. Like you can either have the previous layout which we had, or maybe like you can have the new layout which we have introduced. So let me quickly share my screen and show you what we have done over there. I hope it started sharing. Okay. Sorry about that. I think now it should be good. Yeah. So what we like, as I mentioned, right? Like, so when we open a conversation, we just have this small space where you can type in or like, see the conversation, which is very small. And even with the introduction of new, dashboard apps, it still had like, a lot of issues with the spacing and like how you can utilize the space right there. So what we try to do is like we added a new layout where you can switch to an extended layout, which would just show you the list. And then once you open that particular like conversation, you can see the queries like have an expanded view, and like you can just focus on one query. And once you're done, you can go back to the previous list view and then like start another conversation. So I hope this helps you to work better. So yeah, I mean that's mostly about the email layout improvements, right? So I think that's mostly the wrap of the session. So what, like, so as a future, improvements, like we are working on help center. We are working on workflows where you can build boards, or like you can actually like customize some of the automations using the UI. So I hope like we can take some suggestions from Henry. It seems like the things which they have been working on Vsimple is very similar to what we are trying to build. So yeah, I think like so in future you'll be able to see like a lot more improvements in terms of like the workflows, mostly like how you can improve the the customer support operations, how you can reduce the time you spend on each conversation. So we'll be working more and more towards that, and we see that as a success metric for for the product. So how less you take, or how easy is it for you to give proper support for your customers. So yeah, I think we'll stop here. We'll take some questions. I think we have some of the questions on our YouTube channel already, so we'll take those. Yeah, please post your queries if you have any. Thanks. All right, I think the first one there is what is the pricing of self-hosted enterprise version? So I think so as we said, we as we have been always we would be charging it based on the number of agents. So and we are charging like $99 per agent per month for an enterprise edition software, and we'll be charging it based on the number of agents you have on self-hosted or on cloud. So yeah, I hope that answered the question. Then the next one, I think it's a question for Sojan. So I'll just bring him on. So the question is, do you think that you would work on a queue management and agent max capacity? So yeah, I think Sojan, it's up to you.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, as we have demoed the agent capacity module, it's just like a start of the workflow improvements which we are doing over the capacity and auto assignment modules. We have like further updates on the pipeline, which would let you further customize the queue management as well as the auto assignment functionality. We should be able to share further updates in the upcoming releases.
Thanks, Sojan, for taking that question. So the another one is that is it possible to permit events, greetings, surveys, out of office message on the API channel? Yes, we are working towards that. So one of the problems right now is that on our webhooks we don't send private notes or template messages or even activity messages which has been created in a particular conversation. So it has come there has been a lot of feedback around that, where people who are building custom chat solutions on top of Chatwoot needed these events to make sure that their workflow is not impacted at the end of the on their end as well. So we are definitely working towards it, and you would be able to hear more about those in the upcoming releases. I hope that answered the question, and I hope that's all the questions I have. So let me bring everyone on the stage who has spoken right now, and we'll end the session afterwards. So. Yeah, thanks for being here. I would like to personally thank everyone who has been on the call, who shared their feedback and suggestions. And I would like to thank all of our speakers who have shared how they have worked on Chatwoot or how they are using Chatwoot. And I would like to personally and on behalf of company thank Henry for taking his time to be here to share his experiences with Chatwoot, as well as his journey on digital customer journey improvements. So yeah, thanks, thank you, Henry, thank you, team, for being here. Thanks, everyone.
No problem.
Thank you. I think we'll stop here. So yeah, thanks. Bye-bye.